Hello, and welcome to another video. Okay, so today we're making a mock tree hut scrub. Now this video was prompted because I went to the store to buy a scrub and $8 just isn't something that I'm gonna do, okay? These scrubs used to be $4 and now the prices have skyrocketed. So first things first, you're gonna wanna get a container. Now you can go on Amazon and find a myriad of containers. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to cut costs, so what I did was use this old container and I'm just going to wash it out and make it just like new. Now, if you are going to use an old container that you have, just make sure that you clean it out really good and dry it out really good, because we don't want to ruin our sugar scrub or promote any bacteria growth or anything like that. Alright, so we're moving on into the ingredients. Now you can make this scrub as minimal or as extravagant as you would like. I would just say to be aware of ingredients that don't mix well together or ingredients that need to be refrigerated. Because I'm using this scrub at home for my own use, I know, things that I'm allergic to, which is nothing. I know what works well with my skin. If you're using this on your clients, as I always say, you want to keep the ingredients as minimal as possible. At least keep a list of the things that you used. But any products that you use on your skin, feel comfortable using those inside of your scrub, okay? Now you can add some things to your scrub that are more beneficial to the skin. Things like this cocoa powder that you see me have here. You can put collagen. Just do your research. Like I said, things maybe that you would take like supplements or something like that, you could put them inside of your sugar scrub. Remember, the skin is the largest organ. So if you are putting something on your skin, it can penetrate into your body fairly easily. So just keep that in mind, and like I said, sky's the limit. Make sure that you're not allergic to any of the ingredients. Make sure the ingredients mix well, but you can add some other things into your scrubs as well. Alright, now when it comes to adding additives and things that are like, scented or things like that, I would say the rule of thumb is if you can eat it, I would feel comfortable putting it on my skin. These are some supplies that I use for like lip glosses, sugar scrubs, and all that kind of stuff. So I have a bunch of things, but I'm going to show you guys how I would add some of these things into the scrubs. Products that you would use to make candles, soaps, anything like that, they would be safe to use inside of the scrubs as well. Like I said, if you're using it for you can get a little bit more adventurous, especially, of course, essential oils. You can get a bit more adventurous, but if you're using it on clients, just keep the additives to a minimum. Alright, now I'm going to set up my double broiler. I'm using this method just because I'm being lazy, and this one is quicker, so I'm just going to heat the water and then pour it on the stove. I don't like to put any oils or anything in the microwave because I do not know the flash point of any of these oils, okay? And I don't want to use my kitchen, my house, as a test run to catch anything on fire, so I like to do everything using this method. Okay, so you can do this to anything, just about. You can do it to old orange peels, you can do it to old lemons, you can do it to flowers from outside. If you want something that smells like grass, honey, you can do it to grass, you can do it to anything, okay? All I'm doing is taking the oil of my choice, putting it over whatever the ingredient is that you're trying to extract the scent from. The longer you let this sit, like if you want to let it sit overnight, if you want to let it sit for a week, the more pungent the scent is going to be, okay? So I would just stir it in. The pot on the bottom is on, the stove is on, the water is boiling, everything's all heated together, so be very careful. But like I said, you can do this to just about anything. Alright, so we're going to get started with adding our other ingredients to the bowl. Now just for a reference, I didn't put any exact measurements because I never used this container before. The jar that I use is 14.4 ounces, and the cup that you're going to see me using, my little green measuring cup, it's 1/4 cup. So just keep that in mind if you want to kind of eyeball it. It actually ended up being the perfect amount for the jar that I use, so keep that in mind as I measure things out. So first I'm just going to go ahead and put coconut oil inside of my bowl. Now, I would not melt this down in the microwave, because when you're gonna have to wait. Like, you could, if you wanted to get it all stirred in, and you could do that, but you're gonna have to wait to add the sugar in. And like I said, I'm kind of impatient. I don't want to wait. I'm in the mood to do it now, so I just stirred it in. The temperature in the home right now, we in Texas, child, so it's kind of melted already, so it's perfectly fine. But you might need to, it depends on what kind of oil you use. Like, if you're going to use shea butter or mango butter or something like that, you might have to heat it up. But just know, don't put your sugar into like heated oil, because it's going to melt and it's not going to be the way we want it to be. Okay, so into your bowl, just go ahead and add any oils or butters, anything like that, before we add our sugar. And you're going to incorporate all of that into the bowl, mix it in. You can use a hand mixer if you have. I really just like using this. It's very satisfying. Here I'm just adding some vegetable glycerin. This is one of the more important ingredients in the sugar scrub to me, because it makes your skin feel it's a humectant, so it makes your skin feel very nice and just, it's that luxury feel to sugar scrubs that you get from the store, but just know you can do it at home as well. Alright, so now we're going to add our lavender infused oil to our scrub base. Now I am being very innovative here. I just took a lid, a coffee filter, and I am going to make my own filtration system just by pouring this on there and just allowing it to drip through. If you have like a sifter or something like that, it would work better. But use what you have. I'm all about using what you have. So I'm just putting it into the coffee filter, and I'm going to allow it to drip through into our sugar scrub solution. Alright, so you can sit there and hold it, you can squeeze it, you can let it sit and rest and kind of filter through itself, but yeah, here are some options. Alright, so after that's all incorporated in, I'm actually going to use this same bowl to mix everything else in, like to mix our sugar and the final scrub. We're going to use this bowl. So I'm just going to pour all of these oils, whatever you have. If you have melted butters, pour it all out of that container into another container. I use these plastic things just because I don't really want to wash all the oil off dishes, but you can use whatever you would like. Alright, so now we're going to start adding our sugar in our bowl for our sugar scrub. Now I use the cheapest sugar that I could find, which is granulated sugar. I did try to use cane sugar before for the sugar scrub, and it actually melted, and it didn't give that very like exfoliating coarse feel that we like about sugar scrubs. So I would advise to use just the cheapest sugar, and I found that this one is the cheapest one. I also got the smallest bag that I could find. So as you can see, I didn't put very much to start here. You can always add some sugar or take some sugar. We can't take sugar away once you've poured the oil in it, but you can always add more. So I would definitely start off, with the light amount. And as you can see, the first amount of oil mixture I poured into was from a 2-ounce cup. So I actually end up using all of the oil that we mixed up previously. So that's just some reference for measurements for you guys. I used it all. And I actually had to end up putting a little bit more coconut oil into the mix, just because there was a certain texture that I was looking for before I started adding some of the other things. I just want to make sure that all of the sugar is coated. That is kind of what I was looking for, is to make sure that all of the sugar was coated, because it's going to help me get that very smooth consistency that I was looking for. Alright, so here it is. I'm adding another half of cup of coconut oil to the mix, and it ended up being the perfect consistency after I added this bit. You can also go ahead and start adding in your oils. If you want to add more glycerin, whatever additives you would like, you can add it in at this point. I tried to use the mixer at this stage, and I would honestly say I would just go ahead and continue to use the spatula or maybe a whisk until it gets to be a more creamy consistency. But as you can see, all of it is well incorporated. Every sugar, like all the granulated sugar is coated, and we are getting closer to that sugar scrub texture. Now, if you do not want your sugar scrub to be like moisturizing, if you don't like that kind of oily feeling on the skin where you don't have to put on lotion when you get out the tub, I would not, like, you could actually stop here and just use it kind of as an exfoliator. I liked it to be smooth. I wanted to be moisturizing, so I kept going and adding more ingredients. Alright, so it's actually looking pretty nice. Like, the texture is very beautiful, as you can see. This is a perfect sugar scrub texture, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some essential oils in. Now, my scrub actually smells like cookies. Like, it smells really good, but tea tree oil has so many amazing benefits, especially because I love to do a sugar scrub on the foot, and that's primarily what I'm going to use this for. I added some tea tree oil into my mix. Now, I did go in and continue to try and mix it with the hand mixer, and as you can see, if you don't have a hand mixer, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Like, you can do it with a spatula, you can do it with a whisk. It didn't change too much about it, but I did want to show you guys what it would look like if you did want to use the hand mixer. All right, so she is all done. The sugar scrub, like, I'm so glad that I made this. You can literally make so many different scents. The sky is really the limit. Girl, don't you be paying $8 for no sugar scrub. You could literally use some things around your home, make your own sugar scrub for a fraction of the cost. Like, I could make up so many sugar scrubs from the ingredients that I purchased, especially if you are using it for your suite. If you're using it on your clients, don't, come out on top. Don't spend all your money on silly stuff like this, because really the experience is what matters. I used to make these all the time in suite for my foot add-ons, so trust me on this one, okay? But it ended up being such a beautiful texture. As you can see, as I'm scooping it out, almost like cake batter. So it would do well with like a foot mask or something. Oh my God, I love it. All right, you guys, we're all done. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And as you can see, you can also transfer these into 2-ounce cups to use on your clients. Don't stick your hands in there. Use a utensil so you don't contaminate the whole thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy your sugar scrub, and I'll see you guys in the next video.